Alright guys, welcome back to another Opera Omnia video where we are going to be talking about Locke and Strago, who are going to be getting the newest weapons. Strago will be getting his BT, Locke will be getting his FR. Both characters shall be receiving reworks. Locke is going to be getting a BT rework. We're going to take a look at some of the changes that these two characters are going to be getting, and I'm going to let you guys know whether or not you should pull for either of the two in the upcoming banners. So, do let me know down in the comments section below what your plans are going to be. If you're going to be pulling for Strago and or Locke, feel free to let me know. And as always, if you guys do enjoy the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for future content. And with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. A big thank you, as always, to all of my current YouTube members. I appreciate the additional support that you guys provide to the channel. If you ever thought about becoming a supporter of the channel, you can either click the first link in the description below or the join button below for details on what perks you can gain for becoming a member of the channel. And a big thank you ahead of time if you do decide to become one. So we first start off with Strago's rework. So his skill 1 now deals an AoE full HP attack 3 times. His skill 2 now deals an AoE split HP attack 3 times that allows for 200% stolen max brave overflow. His Soul of the Masa buff adds a 40% stolen max brave overflow and stolen brave up by 50%. His LD now deals an AoE full HP attack 4 times. Now his BT effect lasts for 6 turns and grants the following. It allows his follow-ups from his Soul of the Masa buff to trigger twice. The party gains a 30% brave damage up, 50% brave damage cap up, 20% HP damage up, and a 30% HP damage cap up. Now for Locke, his skill 1 and the plus version now deals 8 HP attacks with 20% splash damage. His skill 2 now deals an AoE full HP attack 5 times. His EX now deals 10 HP attacks with 20% splash damage 3 times. Now his strongest attack, Genji Glove and Master Scrolls, now deals an HP attack by 100% of own current brave to the target 16 times. That doesn't consume brave in between HP attacks. Deals weakness brave damage to targets not targeting self by 50% and allows for 180% stolen max brave overflow. Now his LD deals an AoE split HP attack 8 times that allows for 250% stolen max brave overflow. His overhead adds stolen brave up by 50%, 20% HP damage up, and a 30% attack up. His BT effect adds a self 50% HP damage cap up. The party gains a 50% brave damage cap up, 50% HP damage up, and a 30% HP damage cap up. Now with Zidane as his partner, Locke's FR deals an AoE split HP attack 4 times that grants the Master Scrolls and Genji Glove buffs for 6 turns while active. And when a teammate breaks or attacks a broken target, gains a 50% HP damage up / HP damage cap up. Now his FR conditions are as follows. A 20% increase whenever a teammate uses a melee ability, and a 60% increase whenever a teammate's turn passes with active special buff. So we'll first start off with talking about Locke and whether or not you should pull for his kit. So Locke has some nice utility with one hell of a single target nuker ability. So when I'm talking about utility, I am mostly going to be talking about his BT effect, because his BT effect does provide a good amount of things. So one of the biggest things that really caught players' attention when his BT first released was the fact that it allowed the party to basically have a built-in defense ignore while Locke's BT effect was active, which in turn would equal more brave damage that everybody on the team would be dealing. And at the same time, for those specific fights where you need to have defense ignore within your abilities or within certain characters, the fact that Locke is able to provide that to everybody while his BT effect is active is nice. Now, of course, he does provide some other party ores, but the other notable ones to consider when it comes to his BT effect is the fact that it allows the party to heal back up to 50% whenever they drop below 50%. Now, if they get nuked, then I mean, they get nuked. They are pretty much dead. But if they do manage to survive an attack, and if they do fall below 50% of their max HP, then they will heal up to 50% of their max HP. So it's actually not a bad BT effect whatsoever. Like, it's actually a pretty convenient BT effect, and it does offer a very good amount. Like I said, there is more to it, but I'm not going to go through every single thing. As always, you can always check out the Cydia compendium for all of the information, or all of your informational needs. Now, his FR conditions, they are easy to meet, with also providing Locke with another way to be able to obtain his strongest attack. So his FR is actually not a bad FR whatsoever. On average, you can get about an 80% increase to the HP damage bonus. And then of course, whenever you are breaking or attacking a broken target, you do also gain that HP damage cap increase. So on top of what Locke provides within his BT effect, or when it comes to the HP damage cap increase, you can also potentially get some more if you're going to be using his FR as the main force time. Now, the other thing about it is that it does allow Locke to be able to access his strongest HP attack, his single target nuker ability. So that is another way for Locke to be able to obtain that. Previously, you would either use your LD ability to gain access to the 2 buffs that is required to access that ability, or you do have to play with a little bit of RNG when it comes to his skills to be able to obtain those 2 buffs. But now with his FR providing that, you have another way to be able to access that ability. And as depending on how you are going to play Locke, if you use his main force time, make sure that you do not have one currently active, so that way you will not waste you will not waste that one that is already ready to be used. So yeah, in a way, like, it does help him out, so that way, like, he is able to dish out that insane 16 HP dubs that he is able to deal with that attack. So overall, I do think that Locke is a solid character. I'm not going to say that he is a must pull, and to be honest with you, I cannot remember the last time that we actually needed defense ignore for a specific fight. Like, there have been some fights not too long ago that has been released on the global side, but other than that, like his defense ignore mechanic is hardly needed anymore. Like, it used to be like a really big thing back in the day, but nowadays it's not really something that you really have to be too concerned about. Now, I will say that since JP does have the Shinryu, there is a possibility where if by chance we get a character that has some type of defense ignore mechanic within his kit, I would not be surprised if they do hit us with a Lufenia Orb condition where you have to hit for defense ignore. So if you currently have Locke built right now, I would say chase for his FR. You'd actually be surprised by how good like his damage and overall what he provides within his kit, like how nice it is to have. But for those who are new players, or for those who have passed up on him or have not pulled for him at all, I would say he can be a safe skip for most players, but he's not necessary. He is pretty much like, he's a really good convenience to have for those specific situations. But other than that, he's just basically another utility DPS character that is just like an option for you. That, like, Locke is really like, not like he used to stand out, but as of like current Shinryu, I would say like he's not a character that really stands out, even though he does have a few unique things to his kit. Now for Strago, he is a straight up AoE magical DPS unit with some breaking abilities. Not all of his abilities is able to break or re-break the enemy, but like it is convenient to have, and more than likely you are going to be using those specific abilities Mostly the LD and the EX ability, since that is going to be the highest amount of damage that you are going to get out of him. Now, his BT effect allows him to trigger 2 follow-ups for more damage and turn control. Again, you're more than likely going to be using his LD and his EX, so best believe you are going to be pushing back the enemy in the turn order. Unless they prevent themselves from getting broken, you're still going to deal damage whatsoever. Like, there's no requirement for you to break the enemy for Strago to continue dealing the AoE damage that he does. Like, that's something you do not have to be concerned about. Really, the thing about Strago is that he's like a straight up selfish DPS character. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. The thing is though, like, if you want the maximum damage output out of Strago, you definitely want to make sure that you provide him with some strong support, strong brave gains, or even cap up increases, because of the fact that he is able to basically trigger his abilities 3 times. That you want to make sure that you provide him with those 2 things so that he is able to deal some very strong AoE numbers, and he can actually deal some very good damage. Like, there are some videos out there, specifically one by Stimpy, who has used him in the past, who has showcased how he performs. And like, when it comes to like AoE damage numbers, yeah, Strago does very good damage overall. So when you take a look, like, let's say for example his BT effect is active, then you already know that you are going to be triggering your abilities 3 times. So for his skill 1, originally it does 3 HP attacks. With his BT effect and his buff active, 9 HP attacks in total. His skill 2, 9 HP attacks. His EX ability, 12 HP attacks. His LD ability, 12 HP attacks. So you can see that really the biggest thing about Strago is going to be that he is just a straight up AoE magical DPS, and that's basically it. That's really all he is there to do. He doesn't really stand out like a lot of other characters, but like, his biggest thing is definitely going to be that if you are going up against multiple enemies, specifically if you're going up against 3 enemies, then Strago would actually not be a bad option whatsoever, so long as you can back him up with some strong support. Then best believe that he can definitely dish out some very strong AoE damage, and at the same time he is going to be breaking the enemies count those amount of times, 3 times. So he will be pushing back the enemy, which will grant you a little bit of turn control as well. So my overall thoughts on him, I would say that if you are thinking about pulling, if you want the most out of him, you should definitely chase for his BT effect, or excuse me, for his BT weapon, so that you can get access to that BT effect and you can get the most out of him. Is he necessary to pull? Not really. I would think that Strago, though he is pretty, when it comes to AoE damage, he does that very much well. But I really don't think that he doesn't really shine compared to like other DPS characters. And like, if you already covered in the DPS department, Strago is a pretty safe skip for most players, unless he is a favorite alongside with Locke. Then I would say you can go for it. But again, if you are covered when it comes to damage dealers, if you're covered when it comes to like utility damage dealers, and that's more so for Locke, then I would say that you can easily skip these two banners and hold off until whatever it is that Square Enix is going to be hitting us, because we have no idea as to what it is that is going to be dropping after this, seeing as how the community live stream will be airing a couple days after the raid event for Strago and Locke will release. So we're gonna have to wait and see on that. But I would say Strago can definitely be a pretty safe skip. Other than that though, guys, that's pretty much gonna be it for the video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. And as always, if you guys do enjoy the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for future content. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.